Parked like an entitled jerk, so I ruined his yoga session. Come take a ride on the Petty Revenge train with me. My city has charge ports for electric cars in public lots. I can't install a charger for my car at my apartment building, so I rely on these public chargers for a hybrid car. When the program started, the parking spots had signs that read electric vehicles only. Because if a gas-powered car takes a spot, the charger can't be used as the cords don't go any further. Most cars blocking the spots could be reported to the police for towing, but certain entitled drivers of electric cars decide that these are their own personal parking spots. They wouldn't actually plug in to charge. They didn't need the free electricity. They just think their car being electric is giving them the equivalent of a handicap place card for a nice spot. There is no towing them since they obeyed the sign. Their car is electric. And it's always a Tesla. Isn't it just? One morning I was driving up to a set of the charge ports because my app said one was free. While waiting at the nearby red light, I could see the spot was just taken and the driver was walking away. He wasn't charging his Tesla and I wouldn't be able to charge. I had no actual recourse to get the guy a ticket or towed like I could with a gas-powered car, so I waited about 20 minutes. Then I called the yoga studio he had walked into right around the point when I figured his session had safely been going for a little while. I said to the woman picking up, "A person in your class drives a black Tesla, plates. There's a tow truck about to hitch up the car for blocking the charging spot. You should really let them know immediately." She was immensely grateful, like I'd just done this jerk a huge favor. Shortly after, he came barreling out of the studio and around the corner to save his car. It was obviously fine. I took pride knowing I'd not only thrown off his yoga session, but that he was also responsible for interrupting the class for everyone else and that they would all silently judge him. I mean, who wants the license plate of a bad driver read out during yoga? Sometimes when I need a pick-me-up, I like thinking about how he went back to do yoga, fuming that someone was screwing with him. Since then, the city realized these drivers ruin things for everyone and replaced all the signs to say electric vehicles only while charging. It's not the same joy as ruining yoga, but now I can just call the cops and get them ticketed for my petty revenge, which I do every single time. Entitled brats. The fact that everyone now knows he's a jerk is just chef's kiss. They knew he was a jerk long before this incident. Probably the sort that goes commando, wears really loose shorts and holds positions for an overly long time. Publicly exposed and self-sabotaged all in one move. Couldn't have worked out better. My co-worker kept stealing my pens, so I swapped them out. I used to leave a few pens on my desk, but they always seemed to vanish. At first I thought maybe I was just being careless, but then I noticed one of my co-workers always had the exact same pens I bought. Instead of calling him out, I decided to make things a little interesting. I bought a pack of disappearing ink pens and left them in the usual spot. Sure enough, he borrowed one right before a meeting and started taking notes. About halfway through, his notes began fading until the page looked blank. He stared at it in total confusion while everyone else kept writing. I had to keep a straight face, but inside, I was dying of laughter. Needless to say, he never touched my pens again after that little incident, and my desk supplies have been safe ever since. That is so diabolical. That is petty. That is petty. Your pens were vanishing. His notes vanished. Seems like a fair trade. My disrespectful leech of an internet addict brother shut his room door in my face while I was speaking, so I shut the internet off. I pay for the internet and he pays for nothing in our house. He's 26 male and he has no job, doesn't go to school full time and has internet addiction. To top it off, my single mother is sick of him saying he's going to graduate from his bachelor program in 3 years for the past 4 years. He's taking a decade to do a 4-year program. He contributes nothing to this house. On top of that, he does not answer us when we call him for help or reply when we speak to him half the time. That sounds really familiar. I have 2 brothers, and it is a little bit of both with them. So I can barely get a response from one. The other one I don't even bother, but also he does not listen to me, and he lives in my house. And I had a very similar situation where he paid for nothing, he wasn't working, he was just spending all day gaming and wouldn't do a thing. So I shut off the electricity on him a couple of times because I actually am very petty, which is why I love reading petty revenge stories. He makes excuses half the time to not eat with us, not go anywhere with us, not help us when we need help around the house. And worse than this, he speaks in a condescending manner to everyone around him because he uses psychobabble to pretend he knows what he's talking about and act as if he's better than everyone and more knowledgeable. I am sick of the condescending attitude. I was speaking to him, and instead of answering me, he closed the door of his room. So I went into the app that controls the Wi-Fi and turned off the connections to his devices. He told Mum, and she started screaming at me about how she's losing it because her own kids can't get along, and if she wasn't there, we'd probably murder each other. Honestly, if my brothers and I were left alone, we also probably would end up murdering each other. Isn't that sibling love? Like, isn't that what all siblings do? Or is it just or are we just really not normal? Because I swear we would murder each other if left alone and left to our own devices. It wouldn't end well for somebody. So now he's packed up his stuff and left the house and will be living with his friend or with my aunt, who has always enabled him. Out of my hair at last. I wish I could get mine to move out. My life would be so much better if they would just leave. Oh, dear. I do sincerely apologize if this sounds offensive, but your mother is an enabler. She very likely just let him get away with his crap and gave in to his demands because it was easier. But his behavior and refusal to be a productive adult are due in no small part to how he was parented. You just parented your idiot brother and she screamed at you for disrupting the status quo. You had the nerve to give him consequences for his rude entitlement. Things might be tense for a bit, but I hope your mum realizes how peaceful your home has become when your brother is no longer there to cause problems and drain resource without any contribution. Change the Wi-Fi password, make it something complicated and embarrassing to type. Might I suggest, I am a 26-year-old loser with no respect for myself and others. Make that the network name, lol. The password could be, yes, I am. Remove his bedroom door and replace it with a curtain. I removed my brother's bedroom door once too because I was sick of him, and it was one of the days that I actually did turn off the electricity, and I was like, you're not going to give me respect, I'm going to give you no respect. Took his bedroom door off, and I was like, once you can respect me in my house, you can get your door back. But my dad's an enabler, so he came home and made me put it back on. I was so mad. I was so mad about it. And then shortly after, I moved out. Unfortunately, with the cost of living now, I'm back. I'm a sucker. But why should I move out of my house that I pay the mortgage on? Anyway, Change the Wi-Fi password, give it to him for a limited period of time, a few hours or a day or two, only after he provides proof of regular school attendance, completion of homework, and grades of C or better on exams. Do whatever paperwork needs to be done with the schools so you can confirm that he's enrolled, actually attending, and is completely assignments and exams at an acceptable level. I don't think you need to be treating him like a child. Just let him go. Just let him be. Don't let him back. If he wants to return, tell him no. Stand your ground. Set those boundaries and say, no, thank you. No, thank you. You are not welcome.